All right, Guillermo.
Well, fuck.
Guillermo,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, do you want me to open it up?
And
Okay.
open up the first episode of Late Night DLC.
Second.
No,
one
first
second.
episode.
First try.
First episode, first try. Guillermo.
All right. Let's see. Where's my notes at?
Guillermo, you have to
I'm just being sarcastic.
you have to introduce you have to introduce, you can't just go into a topic.
Yes.
I hated that game.
Fudge. Quick question, Melvin. You're top right.
It doesn't
top
matter
left.
where you look. I'm gonna edit it in
Okay.
post.
You're on the right. You're on the top right.
All right. Okay. Welcome to our very first episode of the Late Night DLC.
Hell yeah.
Thought someone was behind me for some reason. I am your co-host, Guillermo, here with Blaze, Carson, and Melvin.
Hell yeah. No, that's how you do an intro.
There you
That's how you do it.
That was pretty good.
And we're going to be talking about... What are we talking about?
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff today.
If you guys want to, I can start off the first topic.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Guillermo.
Okay.
You're-
I was thinking,
you're
how about we take a recap of 2023, like
Oh,
your
games?
guys' personal opinion on the games you guys enjoyed.
Just the games that came out and that we played.
all of last year. Just personal opinions, not like what actually got Game of the Year and stuff.
I mean,
Oh no, because I don't think nobody played Baldur's Gate 3 out.
Yeah, no, I want to get it. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to get it.
I mean, you guys already know what I'm gonna talk about, so I'll let you guys start it.
I don't.
I was gonna say you can start off because I need to think about it.
Oh, okay. Well, then, obviously, the game I'm going to talk about for 2023, obviously, my personal game of the year that I'm still playing now is Crash Team Rumble.
Crash Team Rumble.
I believe Crash Team Rumble is a really good game. I feel it's underrated. I feel like a lot of people don't play it, and I feel like the reason why people don't play it is because they believe it's a MOBA when it isn't. It plays similar to one, but there's enough changes to make it its own little thing. And I feel like people see that, and they see that it's not a mainline Crash game or a mainline Spyro game or something like that, and it's not a Crash Bash remake or whatever, and they get upset at it. And because of that, people don't give it a chance, and I feel like they should. I feel like it's a good game.
What do most critics give it? Because I've never seen like an actual review on it. Is it considered a good, okay, or a bad game?
It's considered. Most people gave it a 6 or a 7. So it's like middle of the road.
Okay. So
And the
it's
reason
okay.
why they did that was because in the beginning, remember, there wasn't many characters that came out. So they said that there wasn't a lot of variety. There was only a few maps that came out towards the beginning of the game. But they've made improvements and they've added characters to vary the gameplay a lot. And remember, in the beginning, there was no party mode. Now there's a party mode. So there's extra modes than just the scoring mode. It's not just the competitive mode anymore. The party mode is really fun. This season, in Season 3, they've added 2 new game modes. It was one with the juicer, but it's just the same mode where you throw the food into a blender instead of a pot. And then the second mode is another race mode, but it's around the Spyro map. That just came out this week. And there's a boss in there that's a Spyro enemy for like an egg in the third game. So I think that's a cool throwback. I really like that they added the Spyro characters in because I'm a big fan of Spyro, obviously. And I wish more people gave it a shot. I know we played it a lot towards the beginning of when it came out, but there was a time where we fell off because we just played it so often and because I know it was glitching a lot towards the beginning. And then in the second season, it would kick us out because it would say like host disconnected and stuff like that. But I feel like even with all of the problems, I still have fun when I play it. But it can get repetitive, and I understand that. Especially with me. Go
In that
ahead.
defense, a lot of games are pretty repetitive, so I can't really give that a con. I
Yeah.
remember we had that debate way back on what isn't a repetitive game, but like a lot of games are. You
Yeah,
name it, it's got
it's
some type
Most
it's
of
of
the
repetition.
games we play, yeah.
Yeah.
that was, but I understand why you guys dropped off of it because the only reason why I still play it is because it's a Crash game. Obviously, I like Crash a lot.
Yeah.
So I still play it, but it makes sense that you guys maybe because you guys didn't like you guys don't have that same like nostalgia connection to it like me. I understand why you guys would think, "Oh, well, it's just kind of the same thing over and over again." I understand that because if it was like say a Resident Evil competitive game, I'm sure I would probably feel the same way cuz I don't have that same connection, but you guys would probably still be playing it, you know. So I get that. But that's
Well, it depends, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
If it's Resident Evil competitive, like versus, they don't usually
I
do
was
so
gonna
hot.
say, yeah, they've done
The
that
newest
before.
one is okay. It's just I just wish it had a mode where you can play with your friends, except private matches. That's the only time you can play.
What
yeah.
new one? Which one's
What is
talking
it called? Ariverse or something like that?
about? Yeah, you can play. Oh no, you can't play with
No, you
people.
can't. I mean, it might have. It's been a
I
while
knew
since we touched it.
in a private match you could.
Yeah, in a private match, but in public. But it's because of their little MMR thing. That's probably
Yeah,
why they did it.
MMR man.
But anyways, I was just saying like for 2023 that would be my game of the year only because it was a Crash game and we hadn't gotten a Crash game since 2020 which was Crash 4 and I liked Crash 4 a lot, but I thought it was cool that we got something that was multiplayer. And I was really excited
Yeah.
when it was coming out because I was like I finally got a game that we can all four play together. And that was my game of 2023.
It's a good
Uh
one.
so
It's a different choice. It's
It's
really
not something that obviously I seen winning awards at all. I never expected that, and I don't think it deserves any like competitive awards because the other games were way more polished. But it was made by a smaller team. Like with Toys for Bob, I think they said that that game was worked on with like only 20, 30 people. So it was a smaller team that built it, and it was just a side project. So I understand it
wasn't one
not
of
being as polished.
the fun facts was like they were working on it before Crash 4
They were working on it at the same time, but yeah,
or at the same time.
in the Crash Facts, one of them was like nobody at Toys for Bob knows what was started in
Oh, it
production
started
first.
first. Yeah,
Yep, but
it's a mystery.
it's a mystery. But that was my
Kind of interesting.
2023. I'll let you guys go ahead and go from there.
I'm kind of interested to hear. Oh, I know what Guillermo's is. I have no
I don't
idea
think you
what
know what
Carson's
it
is. I'm
is.
gonna be honest. I want you to go Carson
I
because
don't think you know what mine is.
You know, there's two game, two games I have in mind, but both of those games I can't really talk about because Guillermo's playing through one of them, Jedi Survivor. That came out in
You can
2023,
do
right?
spoiler free.
No, that's fine. You can do it,
And
Carson. I'm like at the end of the game. You could talk about it. I'm pretty sure whatever you're gonna say, I've probably seen it.
nah, that was more of like
Yeah.
just an honorable mention because I really like Star Wars. But you know what I like more than Star Wars, Guillermo?
Nothing.
Uh, uh,
Nothing.
Give it a good guess.
That's a
shoot,
really hard guess
shoot. I feel like it's got to
because
be a
there's not much
shooter.
better than Star Wars.
Got to be a shooter. It's not
It came out
RE4.
late last year.
Oh, late.
Ooh.
Oh, late. So just
Ooh.
I
recently.
think November.
Is it
Spider-Man 2?
Okay, yeah, Spider-Man. I
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah, Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
there you
No.
go.
What can I say? I'm a Spider-Man guy. What can I say?
gotta-
And when
listen.
I'm fucking
Listen,
Spider-Man, eventually, and especially in a story where it's with Venom too.
mm,
Yeah, it just had me. You know what I'm saying? What were
Oh
you
Mhm.
yeah,
saying, Mama?
it's way better than the first game. It enhanced it. Like everything about it is better.
And that's crazy because I played the first one and like I haven't beat it yet, but the first one's really good.
mhm.
It's really
That-
good. It's
That's
really
a really
good. Both
game.
are
But
really good.
with the little bit of clips I saw from Carson's videos and stuff, Spider-Man 2 looks amazing.
Mhm.
I
I
would
see what you
have got
did
Game
there.
of the Year, but like I said, because it came out late, I don't think there's the game that comes out 2 months at the end of the year that got it. Look at Red Dead, a game that people say is perfect, and that didn't even get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because God of War was perfect there.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
You're right, Blaze. You're right.
I love Red Dead 2, but
I think people would probably
God of
say
War.
Red Dead 2 might be better than God of War.
There's some
No,
people that
but-
would have that opinion.
I agree with.
Yeah.
I can
Continue
agree
with.
them.
I mean, Carson, would you like to continue to talk more about Spider-Man 2?
Honestly, I really can't without
With-
going into
without
spoilers
going
or
into
accidentally
spoilers.
spoiling
Oh, it's okay.
accidentally spoiling
No,
something.
it's just. Oh wait, Melvin has.
Like you
Oh, you're
can.
right.
Yeah.
Melvin has played it.
feel like
I
No,
you
you're
I
right.
didn't I just didn't want you to feel like
Oh, you're good. You're
you were
good.
done.
It's kind of a
If
good
you were,
stopping
you know
point.
what I mean. If you still had more to say, I didn't want
Think
you
about it
to.
this way. Think about it this way. What if somebody who watches this hasn't played Spider-Man 2 and
No.
they're in the same boat with Carson?
No, I
Yeah.
get that. I just don't want any of us to feel like we're moving the subject too fast. You know what I mean? If there's still more that any of us wants to say, I feel like it should still be said. And I didn't know if Carson was done speaking on his topic. You know what I mean? I don't want to
True that.
take. Did you want to
No.
continue on more honorable mentions or games that you played into 2023 before
See,
we went into
There's a lot of good ones,
Blaze
man.
and?
I will
Yeah,
say
it definitely was.
2023 was a really good year for games, but I just don't remember like any
What
of
do you
them.
think?
Okay.
What's I know Melvin's answer. But
Like if you just like Alan Wake 2 wasn't bad, but like it wasn't my type.
Ooh, he's gonna talk about it.
I like how Blaze
That
I
was
like-
Blaze's answer.
The story is like good, but like there's just certain mechanics in it where it's just like
Don't
Man,
feel
you know
bad,
what I'm saying?
Carson. There's
All
a,
right.
There's a reason why I stopped Alan
he
Wake.
doesn't
1.
appreciate Alan Wake.
All right,
All right.
I guess I like the story, but
Blaze. Do you want to discuss Alan Wake without going into Alan Wake?
It's really hard to discuss Alan Wake without going
Wait,
into
but I thought
Alan Wake
Melvin
because
talked.
Alan Wake is Alan Wake.
that's what
I
I'm
have
saying with
not played Alan
Spider-Man.
Wake 2 yet.
But didn't Blaze stream it? Or wait, no, that was
Mm,
you who streamed it.
Yes.
The first one.
So
We're getting there.
we're getting
We're so
there.
close.
We're close. We're gonna beat Control, and then we're gonna play Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake too.
But Blaze,
It's hard to talk about it without getting into spoilers. I kind of see you.
do you
kind of
want to
in
just
Carson's
like
shoes now.
discuss the games that you did like into 2023 and
Well,
the reason why
Let's
you
just
like
like
them?
list a few off. Or has Blaze even said his?
No.
well, it is.
Like, I
it's
just gotta look some up. 'Cause I don't remember.
obviously, Alan Wake 2 is definitely scary. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It's a horror game. It's definitely a horror
I-
game.
I
and
heard
like that
that-
a lot.
I heard that they moved Alan Wake 2 to like be a horror genre feeling game, and then Alan
Yeah.
Wake Remastered was like a thriller.
Yeah, it's like the first one's thriller and action. This one's more survival horror.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
And
I
I-
would like that.
I prefer survival horror, and they did a really good job with it. And like Carson said, the story is the story.
Yeah.
Can't say too much, but it's really good.
Guillermo, did you want to talk about yours? Did you already talk about yours?
No, but I can if you want me to. I would personally probably have. I wouldn't even say it's my favorite, but I guess so. My favorite probably would have to be Dead Space.
Oh, that's what that's what I was thinking in my
One I
mind.
really enjoyed. I want to say Resident Evil 4, but it's only good if you play it on an easier difficulty. You put it too hard, it's annoying at that point.
It is annoying.
That's why I haven't really jumped back too far on Separate Ways or Leon Professional because I don't feel like getting irritated.
Mm.
Oh, yeah,
It's
you get
not
pissed
as
off.
it's not as bad as the Nemesis fight on RE3, but think of it that just the whole game.
Yeah.
Nemesis, it was just that one part. RE4, it's the whole game. Yeah.
Mm.
Definitely
But-
the most rigged
Oh.
and most difficult difficulty I've ever played in a video game.
Mm.
Definitely. Now, my personal favorite multiplayer game that we only probably played for like a month might have to be Exo Primal.
I like
It's a
it.
game
I
that
like
we
it a lot.
didn't even stop because we disliked it. It was just we stopped because we played other games.
Mm.
Crash
It's not because we beat it.
Crash Team Rumble
Oh,
came
yeah,
out
we
like
did beat it.
right
We
after.
technically did
Yeah,
beat
we
Exo
did.
Primal.
Yeah, and Crash Team Rumble did come out at the same exact time.
There was like two other games that came out a little after.
Yeah.
That month, that few months of gaming, we were just constantly playing new games together.
Texas.
That's true.
Oh
Texas,
my
yeah.
God.
Oh yeah, I really like Texas.
The only problem I had with Texas was like we just couldn't play it as a group.
I
It just-
didn't.
Yeah.
My
me and Carson needed
biggest.
one person.
My biggest
I was just saying
problem
we
with
can, they
Texas.
just won't.
My
Yeah,
biggest
would
problem
crash. It
with
just got
Texas,
repetitive.
man, is it's not procedurally generated. So every time everything is in the same spot, and that bothers me.
It is though.
No, it's not.
It
always
is
in the same
different.
Spot.
Yeah.
Like
it's not as different as Dead by Daylight.
that's
It is in different
that's
spots.
kind of what it is. It's like the parts are, but you're always going to be. Everything's gonna still be in the same. The exits are all
Oh,
still.
you
gonna
mean the
be in
exits, yeah.
The exits are always gonna be in the same spot. You're always still going to go and, like, for the one map, I
See,
forget
that
what
was-
map it is. I used to always grab the valve, and there was always a valve on the house in the same spot. I would jump down the same well. I would put it on the air thing. I would turn it, and then there was a door to go up the stairs to go right out the steam exit, and it was the exact same every single time. And it was good for me because if I was playing Survivor, I knew I had an escape plan every single time. And I know for you guys too, when you guys played the gas station thing, towards the end, you guys would always say, "Oh, we're just gonna cut through the gas station. We're just gonna cut through the gas station." They never check the gas station. And to me, I feel like that's a design flaw. And the reason why I feel that way is because I want it to be a different experience every time. And sure, you're playing with people, and it's going to be different because of the way those people play. But if everyone finds out, oh, like let's say someone makes a YouTube video and they're like, how to escape the house quickly, and everyone does the same tricks over and over again, eventually it's just going to, everyone's going to do the exact same thing.
I see what you're saying, yeah. And that's why I think
Meta.
they did a better job with Friday.
I did
Friday
like
was
Friday
really
more. I thought
Everything
Friday
was
was a lot better. I wish the maps were smaller in Friday. When we played Friday, it seemed like the maps were too big, and there was a lot of times where we would look around houses and we'd be like, we know the parts have to be here somewhere, and in Friday we could never find them. But in
Every-
Yeah, I'm
Texas,
glad they
Stupid
updated it
generated.
way back because before when we used to play Friday a lot, they didn't update it where if somebody picked up and dropped an item, it wouldn't pop up. So the only way to find it back in the day was you had to actually run around and find it.
Yeah,
on
you had
the
to work
floor.
for that shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually.
Now it's a little easier because if somebody picks it up and if they either drop it or die or even escape, it'll pop up on the map.
yeah.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it for sure.
You had so many trolls. That was the bad thing about Friday the 13th when you had people trolling. And they
Yeah,
had all the equipment. You wasn't escaping.
Yeah,
I get that.
that's
That's
true,
true,
yeah.
yeah.
I do have one more honorable mention.
What is your honorable mention?
It's Dead Island 2.
There you go.
I was thinking about that one too.
Because I played a lot of zombie games, like a lot of zombie games. I've killed a lot of zombies. But Dead Island 2 is for some reason just the funnest zombie killing game, I think.
You know, it's funny that you're talking about that because I also remember we had beat Dead Island 1, I believe, in the beginning of last year, too. I remember we had started it, and then we all just decided, oh, we're going to play through it. And we all kind of did it individually on our own. I
Yeah,
know
I
Guillermo
played
didn't,
through
but
it.
I know I did. And then I know you
I was
also
about to say,
said Blaze.
I was not informed on this.
I know you also played Blaze Riptide, and you were telling me
Yeah.
how awful that was.
Yeah.
And I don't remember anything from it, even though I know me and Guillermo beat it years ago.
I did some research on it too because I was curious on why it was such a bad fucking game, and then I realized it was.
It had crazy rush development. I'm like, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy because I
Like
remember like a
weird.
Reptile better than the first one.
I don't remember anything from
I think
Riptide
he
at all.
was just having fun in there.
Yeah,
No, I did.
it was
enjoyed
fun
it.
because we had a group. When me and Guillermo were playing
Yeah.
it, for sure, we had a group, and it's way more fun with people.
It is definitely is. I played it by myself, and it was horrible.
Worse than Elden Ring.
What do you have to say, Carson? I know you have something. You're sitting there. Like, I can tell.
How does this motherfucker know?
I know. I can tell when by looking at
Because you
Carson.
sat up.
He sat up and he did this.
Yeah, rubbing his chin, started thinking.
There you go.
He does that.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Mortal Kombat. There you
Oh
go.
All
my
that
God,
shit
I
you guys
forgot
talking
There you
about that.
go.
that one.
No,
It's that.
All right, Carson, discuss.
that is. It's a.
Yeah, let's talk about the worst games.
It's. I like it, right? But then I start playing it.
I also
I
stopped
don't like
playing
it
it
so
too.
much.
Melvin Carson had the same problem with Mortal Kombat that I had with RE4. It's like the more you play it, the more you realize how fucking shit.
Hey,
it is.
Yeah.
did the finals come out this month or last year?
What?
This is
Last year.
Okay.
But I'm
Just
surprised the game that you guys aren't talking about is like the big sleeper hit of last year that I still haven't played yet.
Did we forget?
Yeah.
What did we forget?
Hi-Fi Rush.
I didn't play. I
I
was to
never
say.
even thought about it.
The sleeper hit that everyone talks about from last year. Everyone
That
was
too. That
talking.
and Atomic Heart. I didn't hear a lot of people talk about
Yeah,
Atomic
no one
Heart.
talked about that either. I was asked. I remember going into work towards last year when that game came out, and everyone asked me, "Hey, Melvin, did you play Atomic Heart? You play Atomic Heart?" And I remember telling them no, and they all told me it was a great game.
I don't think you'd like it.
I don't know if it would be
It's
my type of
first-person
game.
shooter.
I don't know if it'd be
First-person
my type of
shooter.
game. Not because it's a first person shooter, but because it's like, if I'm gonna be honest,
You can be honest with us. It's all right.
I feel like there's games that copy too much into other games. So when I seen Atomic Heart, I thought this is just
Bioshock.
BioShock. This is just Dishonored. This is just Wolfenstein.
It's a lot like Bioshock.
And
It's almost got the same story.
that's
Spoiler.
fine
Yeah.
because those games so far haven't made a return. So it's nice to see those games for fans that want a new game. And I
I love
understand that. But because I haven't played the old games, I don't have that same feeling of nostalgia as everyone else who was excited to play a game like that. So for me, I feel like if I did play Atomic Heart, maybe I wouldn't like it as much as someone who played through the BioShock games back on the 360 when those came
Yeah.
out.
I'm telling you guys are sleeping on Bioshock.
I'm not saying BioShock's a bad game. I remember playing it for that hour in October, and I was muted the whole time. So
Yeah.
I privated the stream.
It's such a good game. All three of them.
But it was just I think my biggest problem with games like that and just survival horror in general is I'm always worried about the ammo in games cuz I
Yeah.
know I go through the clip of guns a lot. And even when playing Dead Space cuz I've still been streaming that like I would
You
I'm
don't
gonna I
have to
plan to
worry
go
too
back.
much about Dead Space. That Resident Evil 4 and a few other games, they have it set up where if you're low on health, it's gonna drop you health. If you're low on ammo, it's gonna drop you ammo. So you're always gonna have enough supply.
Yeah,
And the good
but
thing about games like that is they're gonna always keep you on that. Now, if you play it on a harder difficulty, then you have to be more crucial.
you see cuz I remember
I hear
I
that.
had played Metro, I think it was 2033. And that's like a big survival horror. And I remember everyone was saying it was a really good game because everyone was saying Last Light, Metro Last Light, and Metro Exodus that came out later. They were all saying that was a good game. And I remember trying to start that series. And I was playing the intro to the game and I ran out of ammo. Like the introduction to the game, I ran out of ammo and I died because there was nothing else I could do. And in
That's why
situations like
most
that,
times they
I'm
give
just
you a
like,
melee option.
there wasn't.
No?
I don't think at the time there was a melee option in that game. I think legit you had to kill or you had to run away. And I just ran. I didn't run away. I was trying to fight maybe when I was supposed to be running. And I just ran out of ammo. So when it went to a spot towards the end where I was supposed to kill specific enemies, I had already used that ammo. And I feel like developers should look at how some players play, look at like statistics for how players play, and maybe study that more, and maybe maybe I was just playing on a harder difficulty. Maybe I needed to play on an easier difficulty. Maybe that's what it was, because that
Maybe.
kind of pushed me off a lot, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't get into the survival horror series during the 360 days, was because I believe Metro 2033 was a 360 game, and when I tried it, I ran out of the ammo, and I was like, well, if almost all survival horror games are like this, I'm not going to be good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are you
I'm
guys
sorry.
making those faces? You guys are making those faces
That's
like...
just a very bad way to go about it.
No, I'm not laughing at you, Melvin. I was listening, but I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like in the middle of that, Guillermo just
I don't even know what he did, but I know
wasn't
it's
sure if I
fucking
wanted
funny.
to sit like this. I was just adjusting my seat, and then I saw Blaze in the corner started laughing.
I was looking at Guillermo.
I was just over here like, because I'm listening. I was just like, how should I sit down?
I was listening too, but I was looking at Guillermo in the middle of that conversation, and then he looks into his camera. He's making eye contact with me. I don't know. He knew I was watching him.
Made you feel
You'll see it back.
uncomfortable? Made you feel uncomfortable? Man, it's all right. Sometimes...
No, I was just sitting here trying to figure out how I wanted to adjust my seat, so I'm just constantly looking around, and then I just looked at the camera for a moment, and then I just went back.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It was weird.
It's all right.
But no, I was listening about
that
you
was-
with the ammo crisis in Metro.
That's
No, it's
kind of
definitely
like...
understandable. Not
That was
everybody
like
plays those.
all I
survival
really
horror
had to
games.
say about it. There was nothing really else I wanted to say. I know that's a bad take, and I know I shouldn't feel that way, but it was just how I felt at the time. And that's why I'm trying to get into them now, and that's why I started Dead Space, and that's why I want to get through it so that way I can play another one. That's why I decided, hey, I'm going to play Alan Wake Remastered, and that's why Blaze went in with me and was like, hey, let's play it together. And I'm glad we played it together because
Hell yeah.
I like having breaks in between, and I like playing games together with you guys. I feel like it's more fun when I'm playing with another person than it is by myself. And I feel more pressure to actually finish a game when I'm playing it with someone else compared to with me, because with them, when I'm playing a game by myself,
Oh, dude. I would have been so pissed off if you didn't like Alan Wake.
no.
I don't think we'd be friends anymore.
No, it's not even about that. It's more so like if let's say I started Alan Wake Remastered when we did stream it. If I would have played that by myself, I guarantee you it wouldn't be beaten right now. We wouldn't have gotten through it. I wouldn't have
think so?
gotten through it by
Yeah.
myself. I had to
We
play
did
it
have
with
some
somebody
long
else.
streams.
I
We did
had
have
to
some
play
long
it with
streams.
somebody else. And
Good game, though.
it's not because... It's because I look at a game and I'll be like, oh, I can play that anytime. I can play that anytime. But when I'm playing it with you guys, I feel like I feel like you guys want to play it and I'm putting it off, and that's not fair to you guys. It's the same way when me and Carson played It Takes Two, I think a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. I would always ask him, hey, you want to play it? Not because, like, I was trying to push him to play it, but because if he wanted to, I didn't want to be like, oh, well, I don't want to play that right now.
I'm in no rush, but man, there is a game that I'm pretty excited for you to stream, Melvin. And it's a game that me and Blaze played that you wanted to play. That I kind of hope you and Carson play it, just because, well, I don't know, Carson might have already played it, the
I don't know if
anthology.
Carson's played it. I think I know what you're talking about.
The anthology series or something like that?
No, that's not what I thought you were talking about, but yeah.
No.
It's not what I thought you were talking about.
Is that what it's called, Blaze? Or am I thinking of something?
The
Yeah,
Dark
the Dark
Pictures
Pictures.
anthology.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I played the first three. I haven't played the newest one.
I also
Bored?
want to
Is that
play...
the one that me and Blaze hasn't played?
Yeah, the one we haven't played.
The
Yeah,
Devil
but
in Me? Yeah.
I've
That's-
seen it.
I'm hoping it comes out for free this year.
I know what happens in it, unfortunately.
Oh, you do?
Really?
Yeah,
I don't.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not in a rush because you have a big list of games that you're playing.
Oh, I
but
have a huge list of games I have to get through.
Is that one of those series that you want to stream or no?
Probably for sure, but it's really hard choosing what to stream next. The reason
Oh
why
yeah,
I want to...
no, you do your thing.
Yeah,
dude. I'm
it's
in
it's
no
hard
rush.
to pick what game I'm gonna stream next, because originally the game I was gonna stream before me and Blaze even started streaming the Alan Wake stuff, was gonna be Hi-Fi Rush. It was gonna be that, but then we got into the Alan Wake stuff, and I want to continue playing those and finishing all those games because, I want to understand. I want to fully understand and be able to like embrace the content that's in Alan Wake 2 and understand every single reference there is. I want to
Man,
like.
wait till you get into the Resident
You're gonna
Evil
love it.
series.
And I'm glad that we did play through those original Alan Wake games, including American Nightmare, which I have the feeling American Nightmare is going to be my least favorite in the series.
Oh,
'Cause
definitely.
I
Yeah.
thought it was. I didn't like the whole time loop thing, especially after the third time going through it. I thought it was whack. But I'm glad I did. And I'm glad when I get to 2, I'm sure I'm going to be like, man, I'm glad I went through all those games because now I understand what this is from. I understand this, I understand this, I understand this. And I feel like I'm going to appreciate the game better. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
glad.
why I feel like Carson didn't appreciate it so much because he didn't play any of the other games.
Yeah, but I knew the story, kind of.
But like Melvin said, you didn't understand like all the cool references because there's a lot of them. Like you need to play like I don't know, like one in Control.
Once
Play
once
Alan
I
Wake
heard that you have to go back and play those original games, I knew I wanted to play Alan Wake 2 because everyone was pushing for that game. Everyone wanted to play that game. Everyone was talking about how it was a really
Did that
good
game
game.
get any awards?
It did.
That the game
It
It
got a
got
lot.
it got like I think it got best
Yeah, like 3 or
narrative
4.
game. Best narrative game for sure, and I think it got best writing.
I think writing and narrative's kind of the same thing.
I know.
Uh,
I don't know if those are different. They could be.
I think maybe music.
Yeah,
Did
I did get
Spider-Man 2
music.
get
No,
any awards?
no. Hi-Fi Rush
No?
got music. Hi-Fi Rush got
Hi-Fi
music.
Rush did get music.
Yeah.
I don't think Spider-Man got a single award.
Spider-Man
It
didn't get
didn't.
nothing.
Spider-Man
Oh,
didn't
Spider-Man
get
or
anything. It
Star
was
Wars didn't
nominated
get
for
anything.
everything. It
Spider-Man
didn't
or
get
Star
anything.
Wars, I didn't even think it got nominated for anything. That was the crazy
It
part.
got nominated for Game of the Year, didn't it?
Didn't the
Did it?
the actor get
did.
nominated too?
Oh yeah,
It
you're
did.
It
right.
I voted
did,
for
and
him.
he
Me
did.
too.
Yes, the actor.
Kind of cheating though.
The actor award did go to the Alan Wake actor. I think it did go to. Was it?
It went to the Baldur's Gate 3 actor.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
Wah, wah.
Older
But
Days
he
3,
For us.
quite a bit.
Yeah, but he was the voice actor for Heisenberg in RV8.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that'll help Guillermo out a little bit.
All right, yeah, I guess that gives me like 2% more.
Huh?
2% more.
You like him 2% more?
Yeah.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah. So I was gonna move us on to the next topic, but is there anything else you guys would want to discuss about 2023?
Any closing statements?
Closing
Oh, like
statements for 2023.
I did mention the worst game that we played.
What is
What
that?
was the worst game that we played
the
as a
worst
group?
game that we played for 2023?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking as a group, but I guess just in general.
Do I have? I
You know
wouldn't have
what?
it downloaded.
Before we end this conversation, I'll throw in another honorable mention for games that we played in 2023 that came out in 2023 that I thought was a lot of fun.
I should look at my
And
list.
that's Party Animals.
Party Animals was great. I can't
Yeah.
believe we almost moved on without talking about Party Animals.
Party Animals was a really good game. And I liked it. The problem I feel like now is we've played the game modes so much that they need to add more, and there's not
They did.
enough
They did.
skins. There's
They
not
added a
enough
whole
skins.
winter update.
They had they're doing an IP collab right now with the Lambs of the Hollow game. And they did
Hollow Knight.
no, the Lambs of the Hollow.
Oh.
Lambs of the something. It's Lambs of the Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did this come out?
like
I mean,
it.
this
But
doesn't
yeah,
say any
I saw
reason.
like an ad or something, and it was like a
Wait.
couple new maps too. So
When did
maybe
this-
we should play that.
Did this come out this year? I'm looking at the Xbox to see all the new games that came out.
But
Like, I
yeah,
know this
I
had
just wanted
a
to bring
new
up
game.
Party Animals because I did think it was a good game, and it did get nominated for Best Party Game of the Year last year.
It didn't win though, did
It
it?
did not win, no.
That sucks.
But-
it won in my heart.
But it
won
was
my heart.
a good game. It was a
Yeah.
good game.
And I know we would absolutely love Lethal Company if we could play it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could play Lethal Company so bad.
Yeah. I heard about it. I heard really good things.
That's what we get for being console gamers.
Yeah.
That's what we get for being fucking not being rich and can't buy a fucking $2,000 PC.
Yeah.
Gosh, I know. Right?
But the
Again.
worst game.
Yep. I was about to say worst game.
I'm trying to think of
I'd
a
have
game
to.
that I
Yeah,
played
I'd
and
have
I
to
was
think
like,
again.
See, I'm looking at my Series X games.
see, I want to say RE4, but I feel like that's a really. That's not
Discuss.
a
No,
really.
'cause
You
it
know.
has a really, really
no.
good story.
No. I want to hear Blaze's reasoning for hating that game when he said he loved it so much.
Well, I like the original.
Because you went
I like
through
this-
it so many times, and I want to know if the reason why you hate it is because you had to go through it so many times, or if it was literally just the gameplay. Did you literally just go through it all those times because it was the Resident Evil game? Or, like,
Yes.
how does all that work?
I know you understand this because all the games, every time you play a game, you have to 100% it.
Yes.
Every time I play a Resident Evil game since 7, I've 100%ed it.
Okay.
So all the remakes, 7 and 8, I have them all 100%. And I just, like, I might as well do it for RE4. So I'm not going to stop there.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I played it, the more I realized, like, it's one of the most broken fucking games of all time.
Okay.
Like, the mechanics. Like, I think the story's really good, like Guillermo said, but the gameplay is shit.
Well,
I'd-
the gameplay can be good. You just got to put it on an easy difficulty. You just put it too hard, it's kind of not playable, especially professional.
Yeah, but, like, and like you said, I played it for, like, a week straight. For, like, not even that. It was, like, a fucking month. I played that game for, like, a month and nothing else. And maybe, like, I just played so much of it that I just got sick of it.
Yeah, you did play it a lot. I remember that. You played it just nonstop.
Well, I was trying to 100% the bitch, man. And I did.
You
Yeah,
did.
He's doing better than me.
You did.
I haven't 100%.
I just wanted to know if the reason why you didn't like it is because you had to force yourself to 100% it, or if it was legit the gameplay. That's what
It
I
was the
wanted to.
gameplay.
That's what I wanted to see.
I understand it. Believe me, as somebody that's a huge Resident Evil fan, and I picked Dead Space over RE4, it's because of the gameplay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's BS. Whenever you get
It's
to
rigged.
that game, and if you do for some reason play it on hardcore, you'll understand. Sometimes on standard you'll see it,
Mhm.
but
Like, if you
not as bad.
Soul games were rigged, man, this shit's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, Dark Souls games, they at least, if you have the skill to it, you will 100% get out of it. RE4,
The game
you're
just
screwed on
fucks
certain
you up.
points.
Yeah.
The game just screws you over.
Yeah.
So that was my worst game.
I
I feel like
have.
that's-
Unfortunately,
I feel like I should have a
worst
different
game for
answer.
me. I tried to find a worse game for me, but I couldn't really find one.
That
It doesn't have to
Hellblade
be a game that came out last year. Just a game that you played last year that you
Oh, then
felt
Modern
wasn't
Warfare
good.
2. I was highly disappointed in the multiplayer on that. If I had to go back a year and a half, Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2. Like I said, I
Actually,
haven't played a Call of Duty game in a
Let
long
me look at my
time,
tier list.
but I'll believe you.
Oh yeah, no. Well, it's you gotta also think when people were really hyped about MW2 bringing the Modern Warfare 2 maps back. That's why Modern Warfare 3, it's actually okay, minus the campaign and zombies debatable. But the
I
multiplayer is really good. I would. Well, besides Melvin, I'd recommend Carson and Blaze to give it a shot, but don't spend $60-$70 on it. Wait for that thing to go 90%.
I'm
off.
looking through the Xbox right now, and
I have an answer, and
listen, really quick. I just want you guys to know this podcast is gonna be a 2023 games podcast because I just seen 5 different games that we haven't talked about for 2023, and we're gonna
we
be
have to
sitting
talk
here talking about them for so long after looking through my games list. Because guess what else we haven't even brought up yet that came out in 2023?
what's that?
Starfield.
Oh my god!
I saw that.
changed my answer.
Fucking Starfield.
I saw that, and I was gonna mention it as like an honorable mention, but I was like, nah, because I didn't even finish it.
Listen, when Starfield came out, I was really excited because I thought, here's a game where I finally get to explore around in space by the developers of Fallout and the Elder Scrolls
Skyrim.
game. So Skyrim. And I was thinking,
Yeah.
man, I really just want to do side quests. So all I did really when I did play it was side quests. And I enjoyed the NPCs that I ran into, and I thought they were all interesting. But when it came to the exploring and it came to going on random planets, I got bored.
Sucked. Yeah, it was boring.
I got really
game was
bored.
boring.
And I know Blaze didn't like it. I
I
The
smashed
game
my
has
controller.
too much.
I know Guillermo played it a little bit. I know Carson played it probably the most out of all of us.
Was that your worst game?
For me, no. There's one other game that's my worst
I'd say
game.
so.
I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like it was worth bringing up. Is there anything you guys would like to say about Starfield before I bring up my worst game of 2023?
I mean, I might be the only one, but I kind of liked it. I just stopped playing it because the game has just too much for me, and I just feel like I'd be wasting my time just playing that game when I could play other games that I know I would enjoy more.
Yeah, it's really a big game. I feel like if I was a little kid and my parents were like, you get one Xbox game, that would be the game I'd want because of how much content is in it.
It's an odd choice, but like you said, you're a kid.
Yeah.
I really liked it, but that's probably because I have never played like any of the other Fallouts or
See, and
What
I
was the
didn't
other
like
one?
Fallout. I didn't
What was the
like
other
none
one?
of the Fallouts that at least I played.
oh yeah, I guess just all the Fallouts.
There's only one good Fallout in my
And
opinion.
I haven't played it. I
You're
guarantee
gonna
you.
say it's New Vegas?
It is New Vegas.
I hear
like-
that's a good one. I haven't played
I
that.
think Fallout 3 is good, but I understand that's like a big. I feel like that's what started the whole 3D Fallout thing, and it did a good job doing that.
Did it come out before New Vegas?
It did.
Fallout 3 was the
No
first
clue.
one. 'Cause I remember playing it. I had the Game of the Year edition or something like that.
And he gave it away.
Yeah, I gave it away because I didn't like
He
it.
gave it away because he didn't like it that much. Imagine
Wait,
getting
New Vegas?
no
No,
the
Fallout
Fallout
3.
3.
I
Imagine
played
just
Fallout
getting
4
a
many
game
years
and
later,
just
and same thing. Didn't
giving
like
it out like that. But
No,
no,
I can.
my worst game of 2023 was a game that we tried to play and we couldn't play, and that's Payday 3.
Oh,
You're alright, that's a horrible game.
I thought
Ooh,
Payday
yeah.
3 was bad because every single time we tried, we were there day one on Game Pass, ready to play it, ready to stream it, all of that, and then it was just disappointing. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't join. There wasn't like a hub world like sort of thing like in Payday 2. And I feel like it's
Like
just
safe
a worse
house, yeah.
version of Payday 2. Everyone was hype about Payday 3 because Payday 2 was such a great game. And when Payday
Right.
3 came out, it just felt like a rushed mess that should have had more time.
It definitely was a rush miss. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
That game was.
I'll give an
It's not well.
honorable mention because it pissed me off, but it's probably not a bad game, but it made me mad, and that's Gotham Knights. That
Yeah.
made me mad.
That pissed
It's
me
not
off
even their
too.
fault. It's not.
I'm more pissed off at us not looking it up before.
We were
we all-
all ready. When we were streaming, we were all ready. We were all looking forward to it. It finally came on Game Pass. We
And
were
it's-
waiting for all of us to get it, and then we had the opportunity, and then it just decided, no, we know there's 4 heroes here, but you guys can't play 4-player. Why would we let you
Yeah,
guys do
it's
that?
stupid. It's like I'm more mad that we were like not one of us was like, wait, let's make sure it's 4-player.
Well, because they show it off. They show the 4
Yeah,
heroes
because
in
there's-
front, and they make it seem
Yeah.
like it is.
4 characters in the game.
Yeah, we just like.
And me and Blaze played online together before,
Yeah.
so we just like put 2 and 2 together.
And now every time we want to play a game together, we gotta fucking look it up.
Yeah, and that I don't say that makes it the worst game of the year for me. That's why I said it's an honorable mention. But it upset me to the point where I don't even want. I don't know if I can go back to it because it made me that
Uh,
upset.
unless you're a really big Batman fan, I'd say it's not worth playing.
But that was my worst game of 2023. The Payday 3 thing
Payday
was
3.
stupid.
Let me try and go and squeeze this in this
crap,
13
did this come
minutes
out
here
this year?
What?
Hold on, I
before
forgot.
we
Did
restart
Diablo
it
4
and like
Yeah.
come
change the
out?
topic.
Yeah,
Because I still haven't said my game yet.
go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
And I was gonna talk about this earlier. Mortal Kombat 1.
You hate it as much as
Because
you love it.
there's so many reasons. I've been waiting for so long to fucking just like tell somebody like just like rant about this shit.
Okay, I'm sitting here. I'm ready.
It's like the
Alright,
base
I'm
game,
ready.
just like fighting, just like the combos and the fighting is good.
Mhm.
Like that's what I like about it.
Mhm.
But everything else is so fucking shit. Like imagine Melvin, Guillermo, Blaze. Imagine this, right?
Okay.
You've been making video games since arcade machines.
Mhm.
In your last game, you could customize like 3 different things on your character, like the full character. There's a crypt where you can unlock stuff. Was there crossplay right away? There was crossplay eventually,
Mhm.
and then the next game there's just nothing.
Mhm.
Like none of just. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even that's not even like the bad part. It's the invasions. It is just so shit.
Carson, I want to tell you
It
something,
is so
and you're not
fucking
gonna
bad.
like it.
Hmm.
It's a new timeline. It's a new era. New game.
But it's the
Right.
invasions are cool.
Combat.
It's the fact that's the things that are like happening in the invasions, like the armor. The armor does not need to be a fucking thing. Like I just want to fight the dude. And
You're
they
just
have
not a
like
fan of the extra stuff that they
they have like a
Like-
thing where there's like the screen is just completely covered in smoke, so you just can't see him, or just it goes completely
fucking
dark.
Armor in that
It's so fucking stupid. Like who
game
thought of that?
is so
You know what I'm saying? Like-
fucking awful. It is so bad.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Why would they want to like torture you when you're supposed to play video games? You're supposed to have fun.
But it's also the fact
Why
that
would they? That's why I don't like Elden Ring.
there's just so much like content in 11, and they just released this. I just had such high hopes for Mortal Kombat 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
because I
so-
had such high hopes for it, I fucking hate it
Well, maybe when
because of how
Wasn't
bad
it-
it is.
Hey,
I-
I could be off because I never played MK10, but wasn't that like that? Because MK9 had a lot of content to it. Wasn't MK10 kind of the same way?
no,
I think it was 11.
Was,
It had more to it than MK1.
Oh, did it?
It did.
No, well, no, I know that, but did it have more content than MK9?
yeah.
Okay.
No.
Because I knew MK9 had quite a
No.
bit.
No.
MK9
MK9 had a lot.
MK9 had a lot, but it was still just costumes. You can still customize things on your character. It's only one thing on your well, no. It's usually like a mask and your weapon that you can do in Mortal Kombat 1. In Mortal Kombat 9, it was just the outfit.
Well, no, I'm talking about the extras, like all the extra gameplay to it. Like MK9 had that huge tower thing where you can do multiple things.
I'm gonna say something that you guys aren't going to like, but I got the feeling that it's the case for Mortal Kombat 1, and that is there will be a expansion after this season's characters come out. And when that expansion comes out, there will be new modes, there will be a crypt, there will be all of the things that are missing probably, and that's what they're going to do. The game probably isn't fully done, and they planned on releasing it just so that way they can bankroll the money to fund all of the other modes that they're going to do for this game.
And that is fucking stupid.
It is
What's-
stupid.
anybody know
Like
what
I
started
said, I
that
knew you
trend?
weren't gonna like
That's
it.
why everybody mad about GTA 6 coming 2025. And they taking their time to make a good game, so it'll be good when it comes out. That's why it will be great when it fucking comes out. Like
Imagine
Elden Ring, they took their time. They made that shit. It came out and it was good. There was like no flaws
Imagine
when
if-
it came out.
if they
Dude,
said
hey, you're
GTA
making the
6.
internet go out.
Yeah, you need to calm down.
Imagine if they said
So it's your
GTA
internet
6 comes
connection.
out this year, right? And GTA 6 does come out this year, and the rest of the game doesn't come out until 2025. You know how pissed off everybody would be?
Oh my god.
That's
They wouldn't have liked it.
Royally.
that's Mortal Kombat 1 right now. I feel like that's
I
what's,
see them
that's what's
doing
going
that
on.
though.
That would be absolutely diabolical.
Rockstar is not a good company.
It
They make good games, but it's not a good company. It's like
No.
they're terrible to
Yeah, they said games should be charged by like how
The
like the
hours?
hours. Yeah,
yeah.
That
No,
would suck.
like
Could you
$10 an
imagine
hour.
doing a subscription and every hour or every
for,
like
yeah,
20
for a
hours
game.
you have to pay for? That would suck.
It's like paying. It's like doing Game Pass for one game.
Yeah.
That's an awful way of thinking, because you would think that you would want people to want to continue to play your game for as long as possible. You put all of this work into making this game. If I made a game right now, I would want a bunch of people playing my game for as long as possible, because I know
Right.
that if I made it and people like it and they want to put those hours in, it means I did a good job. With them thinking that way, that's like them thinking
They're being greedy.
yeah, they're being greedy, and by
'Cause
charging like that, then
But how
who's
would
going
that
to want to
work?
play their game for longer? No one's
They
going to
wouldn't.
want to
I-
play their game.
I bet you the people that made fucking PalWorld were not PalWorld were not expecting like the amount of
Not at all.
fucking
Did
shit it's getting right now. Attention,
I
yeah.
was gonna get into PalWorld, but I know you said that you had a lot to say about Mortal Kombat 1. I just want to make sure you done with what you had to say, because you said you had a lot to say, and we have to reset in 6 minutes. Before we
You
go on
know,
a break.
I do have a lot to say, but I probably shouldn't for my own sake.
That's fair.
'Cause
That's fair.
Good
Alright.
point.
So did you guys want to go on the break now then?
Oh, lunch break. I'm pretty hungry.
Little break.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
What do
Alright.
you mean by like break though? Like, are we just gonna like?
Bathroom break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you
Or
guys
smoke
need to go
break,
to the
but-
bathroom or anything like that.
I'm gonna do something. Yeah.
Alright. Leave the call. Alright, we're gonna leave the call and then we'll join back. Alright.
You
Alright.
do what?
We're back. We're back from break. So there's 3 other games that I wanted to bring up for 2023 before I wanted to switch over to the Xbox Direct. And those games for 2023, I know we all played it at some point and we all kind of dropped off of it. And I know at least one of us still wants to continue playing it, and that's the finals.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the only downside I would give it was just it's not 4 players, so it's hard because then it's like one of us has to sit out.
They added a solo mode at the start. They're getting somewhere.
Ooh,
That's
is
fun
it
to time.
paid like the 3v3s? Just
I
free
think
for
it's.
all?
I don't know what game mode it is. I know it's just solo.
Carson,
It's one of the
discuss
2
the
game
finals.
Like as a game or like?
I feel like
No,
you have.
because you probably like it the most.
Yeah,
out of
I
all
feel
of
like
them.
you,
Yeah,
out
it's-
of all of us, you're the one that liked it the most.
You definitely played it the most.
No, yeah, I definitely would still be playing it,
Well,
but
with
no one
the
wants to
solo
play
mode.
it.
It's just.
But it is. Yeah, it's definitely like the best shooter game that's came out. First person shooter, like Call of Duty like game that's
Solo
came out.
bank.
Yeah, they didn't have much to compete with though, because it
I
was like Modern Warfare 3, and I'm sure there was something else.
didn't like. I still don't like the aesthetic. I don't like the way the characters look.
Yeah,
I just
really-
feel
they're
like
out.
the cosmetics are generic and not very original. And
Yeah,
So yeah, But
I
you
don't
gotta
think I
unlock
like the
it.
new game mode.
It bothers me
would-
that in the game too, there's no real way to unlock the money stuff to get cosmetic stuff. You have to spend money.
Gotta pay for it.
You have to pay
See,
for
that
it.
was the difference because in the beta it was cool because you
Yeah.
were able to unlock everything through that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a really cool game because of the destructible stuff and just like
I
the
do
way you
like
just
that
fucking
part, yeah.
pick up a grenade and it's like a fucking gas tank. You just throw a bunch of mines on it and just like chuck it at people.
No, I
Just a
like
lot
that
of fun
too.
stuff you can do in it.
I like that too. I
That's what
think all that's
that
great. It's just the way the aesthetic of the characters look. Cuz the aesthetic of the world and everything like that is fine. I like that. I like the destructibility. I like that there's stuff hanging in the air that you can shoot and stuff falls down like slime or whatever. It's the characters and the way they dress. And it feels like it's all generic unless you spend the 10, 15, $20. And other games, they give you a chance to try to earn better, and that game does too in a battle pass somewhat, but you have to play so much of it in order to get there. It's like one of the
Yeah.
slower
And you gotta
battle
win.
passes too. It's a really slow battle pass.
Because you barely get any XP if you lose. You gotta like fucking win to get if you win. Unlock
Yeah.
shit.
I think Halo Infinite might have been the worst battle pass if anybody remember that.
Yeah.
I was watching a video, I think like last night, and somebody was talking about how that was like one of the worst battle pass of all time. So I don't know.
You not only had to win, and you had to do what the objective was. So like people didn't really play the game to win. They played just to do their part for their battle pass.
Respectfully, I can respect that though.
I get
I'm
that.
trying to grind.
The
Do you
other
remember how bad Black Ops 4 Battle Pass was in the Battle Royale? That was another bad one.
I barely play Black Ops 4.
Oh,
I
that
kind
one
of
was
that's
so
when
bad.
I really gave up on Call of Duty.
the last game I was gonna bring up for last year before we got into the next thing was Remnant 2. Because I feel like Remnant 2 deserves to be talked about.
I'm kind of split on that one, dude.
Really?
I like the concept of it, but I was never gonna play it solo because it was a Dark Souls, and you guys all went through it, so
Hard game.
oh
It
yeah.
pissed me and Carson off.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard though compared to like Elden Ring because you just have a gun and you stand back.
I like it. I like that when you go through it, you can go through and it'll be different every time. I think that's
Like-
cool.
It's the same, but the worlds are the same, but the order you do it in is different.
Yes.
So when me and Carson did it, we did it in a different order. But on my playthrough, when I did a solo playthrough, me and you started off at the same spot.
Yeah. And I get
So-
that, but I still think that's a cool add-in. You know, they
But
couldn't
as
just
you go on, it gets more and more different.
yeah. And I like that. And I like the only thing that I would change is I feel like there isn't a lot of classes. The classes that there are, because they let you dual class, and I haven't gotten far enough into the game, I don't think, to where I feel like I have many options. Because I want
you gotta do a lot of certain stupid stuff
Yeah.
to get a class.
Like, I want the classes, and I wanted, like, better guns, and I wanted all of that stuff. And it shows you, like, the stat systems where you can upgrade your characters. It shows you all the stats for the guns. It shows you all that stuff. And all that's cool, and I like it. The necklaces, the rings, all of those add to the game and make it unique and fun. But it's like,
And I feel like it's worse now. Like when we replayed it for your stream,
mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, like it was fun, but like towards the end I was kind of like getting sick of it because I feel like it's gotten worse. Like the hitbox is worse, the hit detection is so fucking bad,
Yeah.
and the frame rate. I don't know what the fuck happened to the frames, but it wasn't like that when me and Carson played through it.
When we were first going through the area where it looked like it was a burnt down city, and we went through like the sewers and stuff, and then we went to that like asylum, I thought that was like a lot of fun. And then when we got to that like we fought like the cubes in that like labyrinth, I
Yeah, the
thought that
cubes were
was
cool.
fun too. But
Yeah.
once we hit that spot where we were on, it looked like an alien planet and it was like a just
Yeah.
alien desert. I thought it just got
You,
it was too much of the same thing.
I agree. And the sad part is too, that's like the main story. Like the labyrinth you have to go through.
Yeah.
It's always going to be at that same spot every time you play through the game. And same with that big desert area
Mhm.
too. It's one big story mission.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's those missions kind of suck. Or
Y-
those areas suck.
Yeah. Like I want
The
us to
story is
continue
not good.
playing it because I have faith that after the desert area it'll be fun again. Like maybe there'll
It
be
will.
something
Yeah,
different.
because then we'll start going to all those different worlds like we did in the beginning.
Yeah, and that's
And
where I
then,
had the most fun was the exploration of the different worlds. But when we're
yeah,
stuck in an area and they put us on this giant side quest to go and find these parts for a door or something like in that
and we
fucking
did it
desert.
too. So I feel like when we go back, I feel like we'll be fine. When we did it, we beat that area because we did the boss fight, right? We
Yeah.
beat it, right? So
Yeah, we did.
we beat that area. So if we
We'll
go back,
we'll
maybe
be
we'll have
good.
to again.
Well, but I had fun, but there's sections of it that I got tired of. And when we went back to it, I remembered why we stopped. And I remember why like we didn't continue for a while.
Yeah,
So I definitely understand that.
tough game, and
Yeah.
it's a hard game.
It is a hard game. That last boss that we fought in that last stream, it was a tough boss with those
Dude, I'm
beams and
surprised how fast we did it though. Like I thought it was gonna take us every boss fight when me and Carson did it the first time. It took us hours, hours.
you guys went through it though already. So you guys know what to expect and you guys are probably ready and understand some
Yeah,
of the tricks
I,
compared to
I,
me still just going through it first try. I'm just
now though, I don't think so now because we're rusty now. Where I am at least. Like back then when we started it, yeah, but like if we did like the final boss fight like within like the next week,
yeah.
I'd
I'm
be just
just
as fast as I was the first time.
I'm just following your guys' lead when we play that game. I'll be like, you guys will be like, hey, come over here, come over this way. We got to go over here, and I'll be like, okay, cool. And then we were going from point to point to point to point to point, and that's when I was having the most fun. When we
Yeah,
were advancing the story a lot, we were moving point to point, and we were flying through the game. It felt fun because I was playing with you guys, but when it was becoming a slog and we were in the same areas and we were like, all right, now we have to go here. Are we in the right spot now? I don't know. Let's go explore it. Nope, we're in through here already. Let's go somewhere else. Did we discover here? Nope, we've already been here
it's
already.
one
Stuff like
big
that.
ass maze.
One big maze, and I thought that was the least fun of that game, and I'm scared that there's going to be more points like that the more we play it.
I can't wait for us to get to those hard boss fights again though,
They were fun. They were fun.
because that the last one fucking
Was it
just
fun,
stupid.
Blaze?
Huh?
So was it fun?
Yeah, I'd say doing the bosses is the funnest part of the game besides just running around.
Then why don't you play Elden Ring?
Why don't I play Elden Ring? That's a good
It's the
question.
same thing.
Because I'm just better at Remnant.
I
It's,
honestly
no,
think
because it's
no,
like
no. I'll listen. I'll defend Blaze here. When me and Carson played through Elden Ring, there was a couple of bosses I did, but a lot of them I did on my own. We played them on our own. We went through the game on our own. Remnant 2 is a game where we all three were fighting bosses, all three together.
Yeah, the big boss fights are cool as fuck.
Yeah,
especially when you're doing them
And
together.
when
And I like.
we can play bosses in Elden Ring, but a lot of the times when Blaze was playing Elden Ring at the time, he was probably doing them on his own.
I was.
So maybe that's the reason why he doesn't like Elden Ring is into Remnant 2, because it's not a game. Like I was saying earlier with Alan Wake, if I'm not pressured to play a game because I'm playing it on my own, there's times where I'll just drop a game in general. Because I have so many, and I'll be like, well, if I'm stuck here or I don't like a part here, I can always just play something else that's similar to it.
So what you're saying
Sure,
is
yeah.
we just got pressure him to play another ring.
No, that's not what I'm
You-
saying at all. That's not at all what I'm saying.
That's what I got from that.
No,
That's
what
not how
I'm
you're gonna get
saying
someone to
is
play
when
a
we
game.
play games together, we're playing as a team. When we play games alone, we don't feel that same, like, yeah, we did it. Because when I play games with you guys and I beat bosses and I beat games with you guys, it's like, yeah, we did it. When I play a
Hell
game
yeah.
by myself, it doesn't feel as good when I say, yay, I did it. I like playing things and beating them as a team.
Okay, so now
that
that raises the
teamwork.
question, because we can play Elden Ring bosses together.
Why don't we? Why don't we?
Yeah, why don't we?
Is it 3 players? I thought it was 2
I mean,
players.
just like Blaze finishing it though. Like, why doesn't?
I just wasn't having fun. There wasn't a single moment where I had fun. Not one time.
Did you have fun exploring? Was it just the boss fights in Elden Ring?
No, and I feel like exploring was a fucking chore too, because it's like
Immerse your Blaze. You gotta immerse yourself, dude. You're
I
not
just
immersing
didn't immerse
yourself.
myself
When you're
enough,
playing
man.
fucking Spider-Man 2, you are Spider-Man. You know what you're saying? You thought you were fucking Spider-Man when you're playing Spider-Man 2. Don't tell me you didn't. I did.
You see, for
I
me,
did. I just
You gotta
wanted to do
immerse
it.
yourself, man.
It's just I wanted to see what all the hype was about. It's like I only was playing it because I was like, why?
it's okay. It's okay that to not like a popular game. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not digging into it too deep because there's a lot of games where I understand there's a popular game and I didn't like the game, but I know a lot of other people did. So I understand that.
I'm not saying
Well, that's a
that it's not mine, but I just want to understand why.
Why?
Well, I mean,
Because if he doesn't want to play through it, then he shouldn't feel peer pressured into it, if that makes sense.
I still think we should refund it.
Not possible.
I think that we should move on into the Xbox Direct.
Wasn't there a third game?
There was, but it was just going to be if you guys wanted to talk about Grounded, because I think that's when it finally released, was last year.
That's true. We did have a lot of fun playing Grounded. I honestly like that.
Mosquitoes. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I just wish there was more.
It seemed
there was
like
2 backyards.
Guillermo, you it's Grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not. I want your input, man. It's like I understand.
I'm sorry, you guys were talking about Remnant 2, a game that I've never played. I've only seen gameplay from you.
All right. Before we get into Grounded, from what you've seen us play, because I know you said you've seen us play it, do you think the gameplay was interesting, and what, in your opinion, did you take from it?
You talking about Remnant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I did like Remnant. It's just I wouldn't play it because it's a Dark Souls-like game. It's the big reason why I don't play a lot of those. The only ones I do play is Star Wars.
Yeah, I was gonna say unless it's Star Wars.
They're pretty good, and if I really wanted to, I can put it on an easier difficulty if it got too hard.
Yes.
But they're not nowhere near as hard as Dark Souls or those other like games. I think if Elden Ring was like completely co-op instead of just the boss fights, I would like to play that. I was trying to play that one game with Carson, but I can't get past the first boss.
Wulong.
Yeah, so I'm literally stuck.
That's just so
unless I dedicate 5 hours to fight that first boss.
I mean, you got him in the second phase, right?
Yeah.
He got him. He got him in the first half. Not gonna lie.
Part 2, man. Oh man. And I think that's the thing about Elden Ring is they all have like 2 phases. So
Yes, they
not only do
do.
I gotta suffer with that first fight, and there's no checkpoints, so then I gotta go through part 2, who was even stronger.
Hmm.
Oh gosh,
But you know why they're so strong and why they do that, right?
the it's the way the game's designed. So like, I mean, yeah, I get it.
It's to make you feel like you accomplished something great. It makes you
I feel like
feel
I
like
accomplished something great when I beat Resident
it
Evil.
feels it
I feel like
makes it
I've
feel
accomplished it
like
when I
the
have a positive
reason
KD in Call of Duty.
it's
I don't need to
like
play a really hard game
it's
to
like
have
you
good stuff.
go it's like this. When I went through Elden Ring, I remember walking around that hub world and I remember seeing one of those giants for the first times that shoots the arrows at you and I'm like, "Man, I'll never be able to fight a thing like that." I was terrified to walk around and I was scared to see what was around the corner because I felt like I couldn't handle it. And then the moment I started leveling up and getting stronger, it was like I'm not afraid of anything anymore. I can go over here. I can go and discover this. And
I can
it felt
I can
like the
say
game
the
started
same thing
opening up
with the
more.
Diablo franchise, because the farther you get, if you go too far ahead, they're too hard. But once you get leveled up and you learn the mechanics and
It
stuff, it gets easier.
it starts to
So
feel like you're accomplishing something and it goes to show that you're getting better at the game. So when you're
what I'm trying to
playing
say is
games like
other
that,
games do that
I
too.
know.
It's just those games are extremely hard. So yeah, it's a more bigger plus for doing it because of how the difficulty scale compared to other games.
Yeah.
It's just those aren't my type of games. I'm not gonna go play a
No, I
game
understand
to
that.
suffer myself.
I understand that.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand
I'm
that.
trying to have fun.
I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not trying to pressure anyone into any game. I just wanted your input on Remnant 2 and what you thought about it from what you've seen on the stream. That's the only thing I asked.
that was my input on that.
Okay. So now we can talk about how mosquitoes are stupid and grounded and how it was a
I forgot
good
about Grounded.
game, but it felt like in my opinion once we collected all those parts for
The
Berg
chips.
Burgle or
Yeah.
whatever his name was.
Yeah.
It felt like the game should have ended there in my opinion.
I thought that was what it was gonna have, and that's why I got excited when Melvin said he got the last one. I was like,
Carson has
awesome, let's go
something to
like do the
say
last
again.
thing.
He leaned up again and got in his
Carson
thinking pose.
Carson's like, Carson
About
has
Grounded?
something he wants to
About
say, yes.
Grounded. I just wish there was more, like I said.
Yeah, let me break it down so like a 2-year-old can understand it.
Okay.
Men get wood, men build house, men happy.
Yeah.
Men get more wood, men build bigger base, men still happy.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes come, break base, men not happy.
Yeah, man. Sad man. Very sad
I
man.
mean, that's a simple way of putting it.
Carson, that was
Just
beautiful.
curious,
That was
because I mean,
beautiful.
I never really got too deep into Grounded,
Good night. Good night.
but just curious, because I never really got into Grounded. Could you get like turrets or something to defend your base?
Yes, you can. I
I
unlocked the turret.
don't think we got
Unless-
this far.
Okay.
No, I
Because
got that. I got that.
I
I got that.
don't think I was playing at the time then.
I got that.
Or maybe I was.
I haven't
I
built
feel
it,
like,
but
because when
we gotta-
me and Carson were defending that base with mosquitoes, man, it felt like a huge chore.
we got
It was
I got
not
an
fun.
acorn. Acorn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's called, but it uses acorns. It's a turret. It uses acorns.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing though, it's definitely a thrill because like you mess with the wrong type of insect, that game can get scary real fast.
Yeah, the
I
wolf
just-
spider, the toxic bugs over there.
I just love being little in a big video game world, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that's a big part of what makes the game exciting to me, is
Like-
exploring. Because you'll look
Funny how
around and
kids
you'll be
kids
like,
enjoy
hey, what's
it.
that over there? Let me go up there and see what that is. But it feels like the game is so big and there's only so much to do in it. They
Yeah.
give you an objective and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go do the objectives, and it makes the game feel smaller because it's not more. And then when there is
Yeah.
more, it feels like a chore because you feel like what you did was it like it makes you feel like what you did wasn't enough, but you feel like what you did was significant. And by giving you more to do, it takes away that feeling of significance because you're like, okay, well now I have a checklist. Now I have to go through
Yeah,
the
'cause now you
checklist.
want to do all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now you have
'Cause
to
if
go
the
do
game
all this
ends and you're
stuff.
like, the game ends, you're like, oh fuck, you're gonna like, oh man, I should have done this and that. Like I regret not doing all that.
Like just think, there was a whole underwater section that me, Guillermo, and Carson did not do because Blaze was able to get through it all by himself.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a whole mission thing, or else I would have waited.
That was a whole section. I'm not upset that you did it. I'm glad that you did it because you got that chip, and we
That was a
didn't have to.
fucking
But
adventure. That would have been so much easier if you guys were there.
but because you were able to do that, we were able to do other things, and that's cool because that
Yeah.
just means that if one of us was like, all right, I'm going to handle this quest, I'm going to handle this quest, I'm going to handle this quest, we would be able to fly through that game no problem. But it likes to throw these roadblocks in your way for stupid
Like
reasons. Mosquitoes, or like in order to kill this enemy or defend yourself from this boss, you have to fight this boss. And in order to fight this boss, you need to make sure that you have this armor or this level of weapon. And then you got to
Yeah.
go out and then you have to explore and you have to fight those. So that feels like a chore. Like right now, we're supposed to be going to break the back of this guy's bracelet that we found on the table when me and Carson went to explore. But in order to do that, we need like a level 3 hammer that we didn't know about because the game didn't tell us ahead of time. So we explored all the way over there just to find out last minute.
We need to get that level 3 hammer, man. We got a
Yeah.
level 3 everything except the hammer.
But
Not working.
it's just like, why didn't it tell us that ahead of time? It's like, what? We went all the way over there and it's like, why wouldn't you just let us know that? Like, it's like the
I
game
don't know.
expected us to just know. And
It's
that's
like-
my biggest problem with it.
Yeah, certain areas of the map is like almost like there's like certain difficulties.
Yeah.
Like the starting area is obviously the easiest, but once you get to the upper yard, it's like the game gets really hard.
Yeah.
That's video games though, man.
That's video
That's how they
games,
go.
man. That's video games.
The more you progress, the harder it gets.
That's the game. That's the whole point. It's gotta make you feel good. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
fun if the whole game was easy. That you'd be
Well,
like, oh, that game was too easy. There was no challenge to it.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the good thing about it is it has a difficulty to it. So if we really wanted to, we can either up it or lower it depending on how we felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike certain games, you're SOL on that one difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's kind of why I regret playing online games on hard, because sometimes I'm fucked and I can't change it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to do that, especially with the Resident Evil games, but like for the last 3 years, I just told myself I'm gonna start playing on standard. I just want to enjoy it, and then I'll go on a harder difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
For
like
sure.
I just feel accomplished when I beat it on hard. Like
Oh yeah, no, that believe me, that was my mentality when I was younger, especially Resident Evil games. As soon as it came out, hardest difficulty.
the main thing is just I'd rather it not be. I'd rather it be hard than too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like just the normal difficulty sometimes is too easy.
Yeah. Well, no, well, it's meant for like people that are casuals, people like us that are gamers, and especially if it's like a Resident Evil where me and Blaze played a ton. Technically, we're supposed to play it on a hardcore difficulty because of our experience. Which
Technically, yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right. We
Yeah.
should, yeah.
now, obviously, if it's a game like for me, if there was a difficulty for Elden Ring, Elden Ring, I would
Mhm.
probably want to play it on a casual if there was, like I said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I would crank down the difficulty a little bit. I mean, Elden Ring, if I
But that's
could.
the thing; those type of games, they're meant to be a challenge.
Yeah. Just
And
not our games.
they're just not for me. That's why I don't play Dark Souls.
Unless it's Star
Elden Ring.
Wars.
Yeah,
Unless
except
it's
for Star Wars.
Wars.
Fallen Order was really, really good. Survivor, I'm really liking it.
Yeah, it's a good one. You should finish it.
I am. I'm just at a boss that's kind of kicking my butt right now.
I
So
wish I could
I
help you.
might need you to watch to give me some motivation.
Just use the
Still
force.
on him?
Just use
Use a what on him?
Are you still? No,
We
he beat
st-
him.
Oh, okay.
You must be on a different boss fight.
No, I beat.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm not gonna say it. That's why I stopped. That's why
Oh.
I stopped.
Sorry.
All right, you guys want to move on to the Developer Directs 2024 now?
Sure. Well, which game?
We're gonna talk about them in order. I have it up on the screen right now on my TV.
I don't know
I
none of
like
the names
that.
on it, but I remember
So the
at least
first
80%
game,
of them.
I hit my microphone. Hold on. Microphone stay. My microphone's being stupid now. Okay, the first game that was showing off was Avowed. Avowed is the big like not multiplayer, but it's the RPG game.
RPG.
Yeah, and it's the one out of all of them that they showed off that I thought was the most interesting, but it had one giant flaw that I'm not sure about.
Wasn't that the one where it had the magic and the sword and like
Yes.
something else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The only
I'm,
one that
one-
really
that
looked good. Yeah.
I'm
that was
only
right.
gonna be in,
Hey.
to be honest with you. If it's coming to Game Pass, I'll think about it.
oh,
If it
okay.
doesn't,
Here's another
is.
thing that I'll say right off the bat. All of these games, I checked it. All of these games, except for the Visions of Mana, are coming to Game Pass. All
which
of
one
them.
is Vision of Mana?
That's the
Square
Square
Enix.
Enix game that we're going to get to in a moment. It's like the anime looking one.
Ah,
I only remember
those
the one we're
aren't
talking about,
all
to be
the other
honest.
games that we talk about are coming to Game Pass except one other one, and that's the strategy one. It's called Ara History Untold. That one's only going to PC. So we
Dude, I
probably won't even
honestly-
talk about that one. if I'm
Yeah, I
being
walked out of
honest.
the room on that
awesome.
one.
So the two games that I'm not interested are not coming to Game Pass.
Yes. So
Technically,
with-
there's three of them I'm not interested, but
with
we'll get to that.
Avowed I think looks good except for the fact that they tried to say it was a feature, but I don't like it. And it's you switch between different battle styles on the fly, but it's not, it looks weird when they do it. So in the trailer they showed it to where they're like, we want you to be able to switch between combat whenever you want to. And then you have a wand, and then all of a sudden, in 1 second, oh, now I have a shield and a sword, and I'm fighting you that way. Oh, in another second, now I have something else. And I don't think that really is. I don't think that's.
Melvin, I'm sorry, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're missing the key words. They said whenever you want to. So, what if you didn't want to?
You're right. I agree with that. I don't want to be forced, is what I'm saying. That's where I was going to get to. I don't want to feel like I'm forced to jump from battle this way to play to this way to play. Like, I don't want there to be enemies where it's like, okay, this enemy can only be fought with spells. This enemy can only be fought with a sword. And then after you hit
I
him a
can
couple
understand
times, you
that.
got to switch to the wand. I don't want that. That's what
I
I'm
don't
Yeah,
think
I
they'll do
understand. I
that,
see what
but
you're
I
saying.
think they might have like a weakness. So like certain enemies you can beat easier with a certain item.
Probably.
But I guess it might depend on how the leveling system works.
Allow
Like if it's just a
me.
regular. Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was gonna say just depending on how the leveling system, like if it's just a level between like 1 through 99, or if it's a big tree for all these skills, then it's kind of interesting because then you can do different styles. Like I want to say, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Far Cry did a good job at it, where it had so many different trees and you can kind of play it differently.
Which
I
one?
could be wrong because I've never beaten a Far Cry game, but I thought it had a skill tree.
Yes and no. There's skill trees in Far Cry 3 and 4. Those were the ones I beat. And they did different things on each side, but you were able to do all of it. Like when you
No.
you were
I
able to get
know
all
you can complete it all, but I'm saying like in the beginning to the middle, it's a variety changed. It's not like Diablo where like you only have limited sources to do certain things.
My thing is with Avowed, the only thing I'm trying to really say, without getting too deep into it, is if I find a really cool sword that I'm like, yo, I only want to use this sword, I don't want to feel like the game pressures me off of that weapon to another weapon. That's what I mean.
Is it gonna be one player only?
I'm not sure.
I'm
I don't
not
even know
sure
if they
either.
So you just want to play with one weapon the entire game?
Unless I find
Because in
something,
every other video game, oh my
unless I
god.
find something cooler, I want to stick with that. Well, when I played Elden Ring, I stuck with a weapon for a long time before I switched off of it. With Elden Ring, I stick with my weapons. For the beginning of the game, I had the winged scythe, and I didn't switch off of it for a long time until towards the end when I knew that I was going to need to switch off to something, and I did. But even then, I liked it when I was using it. I don't want to feel like in Avowed they're saying here's a weapon, and then here's a wand, and then here's a shield, and now we're gonna make you alternate between these three depending on where you're at in the story.
Let me put you in a hypothetical situation here.
Okay.
Say we're playing maybe Devil May Cry, right? And his
That'd be cool.
his guns and a sword,
Mm-hmm.
and you like are hitting people with the sword, and there's like a guy above, and you have to use the guns. You don't like the fact that you have to use the guns.
No, it's in games like that. It's fine because they give you those. In Avowed, I have the feeling you're going to find new weapons, and I don't want to be forced to use those new weapons if I find them.
Right, you're just saying you should just be able to use whatever you want throughout the whole
Yes.
entire game. And I
Yes.
agree with that too. I can agree with
Because
that.
I heard, I don't know anything about it, but I heard that here's another example then. Because I heard about this too. In God of War Ragnarok, I heard there's more than one weapon. There's like 3 or 4, right? But you
Yeah,
can use whichever one you want.
yeah.
That's what I
At
want in
certain
Avowed.
times.
That's what I want in Avowed. That's all I want. If I find a weapon, I'm
Mm.
like, cool. This is a cool weapon.
Um,
Or yeah, like with
I'm
Elden
sure
Ring.
you'll
in
be
God
fine
of
with it.
War, it's not really a spoiler. You do have to use certain weapons to kill certain enemies. That is the thing in God of War.
That kind of sucks.
Only for
Yeah,
like
but
a
you
moment.
only
It'll
have
be
the
like,
3 weapons though,
yeah, it'll be like,
and you can switch between the 3 weapons
yeah,
like
not like
super
his
quick.
whole health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I that's
Good game.
That was my only problem with Avowed. I'm still excited for it. Like, it's still one of the games when I watched this, I was really excited for the news on it. Because when they first announced it, like 3-4 years ago, they showed off a pretty nice trailer and they were like, this is gonna be our big action like RPG game where it more so looked like to me their version of what a modern day Skyrim would be.
Yeah,
And that's
a
cool.
little bit.
And the other thing that looks cool too is it looks like they're doing a lot of concepts from like Dungeons and Dragons. They were showing off like here's a cave here and they were showing off the cave and they were showing sometimes when you make decisions here it affects the gameplay later on. And one of
I'm
the
saying this. I'm saying this as someone that has not played Baldur's Gate 3, but it looks like a first-person Baldur's Gate 3, just like the way it looks and like the story and like the style of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, It
Well, yeah, they're both
it's just
RPGs. Yeah,
it's they showed off an example where a guy's platoon had died and you talk to the guy that they said ran away in dishonor and you have they gives you like 4 different options of what you can do. You can like yell at him and tell him he's a coward. You can give him their badges to give to the village. There's a bunch of options and they said in those
I'd call him
options
a coward.
in those options, it changes on what the gameplay is going to be. So I feel like that was good, and I like that.
Yeah. I can't. I just want to. I want to. I'm gonna use a wand in one hand and a gun in the other.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna run.
But the next game they had showed after that was the Aria thing, which was just a strategy game. I don't
Oh,
have much to talk about it
I
because
don't either.
it's
Me
only
Really,
gonna
neither.
be on PC anyway, and I'm not gonna play it on
we are
PC.
Yeah,
console
I
gamers.
wasn't excited for that one.
Yeah,
If I can be quite honest with you, Melvin,
yeah.
I don't have much to say about the rest of them because I don't even
Really?
Hey,
remember the rest of them.
that's
They
fair.
weren't
There's
even that
one. There's
I'm
memorable.
gonna
one
be honest with
person.
you. 3 out of the 5
I'd have to like
also
see a
didn't
picture
interest
of it
me.
again.
There's two.
Or you guys just talk about it. Talk about it.
We'll get to them.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll
Yeah, why
get
don't you guys
After the strategy game Ara History Untold, which is kind of just that civilization kind of game, it was the Vision of Mana games, and the reason why that one's so important is because it's Square Enix titles, and it's Square Enix titles that aren't on the Xbox when people were asking for more Japanese games on the Xbox. Because there's so many of the Japanese games on the PlayStation, and they'll be like, well, they're coming to the PlayStation, they're coming to the Switch. Why aren't they on the Xbox? And so many people who play on Xbox or play on PC through Game Pass are like, where are the JRPGs? Where are all these? And that's the reason why it's a big deal and they put it in this developer direct is because people didn't think these games were going to be on the Xbox at all. It may not be on Game Pass. It may come to Game Pass later on. We never know. But it's still important to have those type of games on the Xbox at all.
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna skip on it.
Oh yeah,
That's fine. I was
I'm
just
gonna be honest.
I just
there's gonna
wanted
be
to
a fan base
explain
that's gonna
why.
like it though. Even though it's probably none of our taste, but there's gonna be some group out there that's gonna enjoy it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, every game has a fan base. Oddly enough.
Yeah, the game after that was shown after that was Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Hellblade
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, Hellblade
Have
2.
either of you played
That
Hellblade?
I'm looking at the release date now. It's supposed to be released on May 21st, 2024.
Yeah, that should be the first one out of the 5.
It's the only game that was announced here that has a solid release date.
Hell yeah.
No, there was
And
another one supposed to come out like 2 months after that. I thought.
it doesn't show
said
an
the
actual
month, but it
like
didn't say
the
the day.
day though. It just
Oh,
shows
you might
they
be
all
right.
say
You might.
fall. Two of them say fall, one says summer, and one just says 2024.
Summer one that I believe comes out soon.
Yep.
Did
but
you play?
Yeah, did
First
you
one?
guys play Hellblade?
no.
No, I've never.
Oh, I thought Guillermo
You guys are
did.
missing out, man.
Uh-uh.
Guillermo, I know you.
But Hellblade 2 looks good though. Looks really good.
Guillermo, Melvin, I don't know if you would like it. I
They
feel like you would.
First Hellblade.
They've been showing that game off Hellblade 2 for years. Every single Game Awards show, they always do like a musical thing for Hellblade 2 for the past like 3-4 years. So I'm excited for it, even though I haven't played the first one, and I'm for sure going to play it.
I'm pretty
It's a
sure.
really good game.
I'm
Is
pretty
it
sure.
Hellblade Sensuous Sacrifice?
Yes.
Senua, but yeah.
It is on Game Pass.
Go ahead,
I'm
Carson.
pretty sure the first one is more like a puzzle game than a fighting game.
No. I mean, yeah, but no. But yeah, yeah.
I just
Think
hear.
would you recommend
there's
me
puzzles
give it a
there.
shot,
that
boys?
this one's a lot more action focused or something like that.
I don't. There's still definitely gonna be puzzles. I think it's like
Please.
Resident Evil. Like Resident Evil has puzzles,
Do you
but it's.
do you think I would
survival
like it? You think I should give it a shot?
I think you would like it.
Yeah, you would like it.
But yeah, that game's also coming. I'm excited for that. And
Melvin,
then-
if you want that game digitally, it's $3.
dude,
Oh,
I
nice.
have the disc already.
For real.
I have the disc.
But you can sell it for like $4.
No.
Make $1
I
profit.
have the disc. It's okay.
I just get it.
The last game we'll get it to, and then after we talk about this, we'll probably end the podcast here because our timer's going out. We have 10 minutes left,
That
and
guy.
then we'll have to
plenty of
do
time.
closing thoughts. So the last game's the Indiana Jones game, the big game
Oh,
that
I
everyone's
forgot about
excited for.
Indiana Jones.
The big
I don't
game
know
everyone's
shit about
excited
him.
for. The big
Am I
thing
the
that
only
they
one not
showed
excited
off.
for that game?
The thing that
No, I'm not.
I'm not really excited for it either, but I'm definitely gonna try it.
it's coming to Game Pass. It's said at the end it will be on Game Pass. The big thing that shocked everyone was it being first person, except when you're doing action scenes, it's going to be third person, it said. So when you use your whip and you fly around places, you'll go third person. When you climb ladders, third person, which in my opinion is kind of dumb if it's just for those sections and then you go back into first person. But
I think the game would just be better in third person.
they also emphasize there's going to be a lot of puzzles. So it's going to be a big
Yeah.
first
Dude, that was the
person
reason
puzzle
why I
game.
couldn't beat the freaking Lego Indiana Jones. That game had some crazy puzzles.
Now that you mention that, I don't think I want to play it anymore.
It's going to be a big first person puzzle action game. And I'm excited for it because I don't think I've played a game that's like that, in my opinion. I don't think I've really played a first person action game.
If it's gonna be like RPG open world, I can easily name a game.
No, it's
Probably
not.
gonna be
It's
better.
not. It's
Okay,
going to be
then
mission.
I-
It's,
then I
probably,
can't
it's
compare.
probably going to be mission based, yeah.
Okay.
See, I never really liked that type of like aesthetic, like the fucking, like the tombs, like
Yeah.
Lara Croft. Like, I'm not saying the stories are bad, just the aesthetic of them, like Lara Croft and like what's it called, Uncharted,
Mm-hmm.
and the game. They like the stealing treasure and like the adventure and like the maps and all that. It's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, you lame as fuck.
Yeah, you got to be a pirate. That's where it's all there.
Yeah, that's being a pirate's way more cool than stealing treasures as somebody who's trying to steal them from evil people. Being
It's
the
just
pirates.
something about it. It's just like boring to me.
And none of you guys have played Uncharted, huh?
I played the second
I played the
one, but I don't
first
remember
one
beating it. I
and
remember
I
playing it a
couldn't
lot.
do it. I couldn't play through the first one. I stopped
You
like
guys are
halfway.
so silly. You guys don't play good games, I swear.
The first
'Cause I
game
don't like
was
the
bad.
aesthetic of it. I don't like the
first game was bad.
whole jungle.
I'm sorry. The second and third and fourth game are great.
I
I
feel
seen
bad
that
for
shake.
Carson because like Blaze, I can tell he looks disappointed with us, but with Carson, he just
It's okay. It's all right.
You guys are making me angry.
It's all right.
Just like the whole tombs and all that. You know
You
what I'm
guys are
trying
shitting on the
to
games I love.
I'm not. I don't mean to do that. I'm sorry if I offend you. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I
No,
do
it's all right.
apologize.
It's all right.
But
You
I
said
guess
that.
I'll ask then if you could change something about the developer direct that you think would have made it better, then what would you have changed? What would you have liked to have seen? Like if they were because they did do a surprise drop. Their surprise drop was the Vision of Mana thing. And I know you guys said that you guys weren't really interested in that. So instead, what would you have guys wanted to see there instead that would have made you more excited?
Like a
As an
upcoming Xbox
yeah, it's
game?
hard to say as an Xbox exclusive.
Xbox.
I mean, so that way, as well as since you guys, or
Maybe if-
I guess I'll say Carson and Guillermo, because
I mean, I
wish
honestly,
Hellblade would come out sooner, I guess.
Yeah,
I
to be honest
honestly
with
thought
you,
they were going to shadow drop Hellblade 2 on the day of the developer direct, and they
Yeah,
didn't.
I wish they would have done.
True. Yeah, and with this year so far, I don't think there's really any game. There's only one game I can think of that I'm excited for, but that ain't coming out until like the end of this year.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be an Xbox exclusive, so I can understand why they wouldn't talk about it, but I can't really think of an Xbox game coming out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Unless one of the Marvel games are Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars Outlaws, but I don't think that's.
I don't think that's Xbox, but that's
exclusive.
also
No.
Is that supposed to even come out this year?
Is it?
But
I thought it wasn't, but I don't
it's still a
know.
game I want to see like a new trailer for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
because that's the one that's supposed to be like a really big game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know, all of them.
That's a PlayStation, though. That can't be an Xbox Direct.
I'm just talking about trailers I was going to see in general, though.
Maybe a GTA 6 trailer again.
Multiverses just drops and like just like anything. It's like
Yeah.
a trailer just to like show like
Yeah, you know how big that would have been?
Yeah.
if the Xbox Direct would have just been like, "Oh yeah, Multiverse came out today."
Bro,
Yeah.
that would
That
have
would've
been
been
that's what I'd
huge.
change. Just
Stop
multiple
hating
just
on
coming
Guillermo.
out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That would have been the thing.
Can't wait for that.
But all right, we got about 5 minutes left. This will be our closing discussions part. So if there's anything you guys would like to talk about for the last 5 minutes, this will probably be the section where we do so.
There's one game.
Couple, but go ahead.
I was gonna say there's one game that I'm surprised Guillermo didn't say, and it was Plague Tale.
That was 2022 though.
Was it?
Oh yeah, no, I would have said something if Requiem came out in 2023.
It must have been. Or it must.
Hi, future Melvin here. I bet you're wondering what I'm doing here and why the conversation about Plague Tale Requiem isn't continuing and where's the outro to the podcast. Well, unfortunately, the last 5 minutes of the podcast didn't get recorded. For some reason, the computer glitched it out and ended it right while they were talking about Requiem. So whether it's Requiem or just it being the first episode of the podcast, I don't know. But I didn't want to lose all of the footage that we went through with that podcast because everything up to this end point was perfect in my opinion, besides a couple of audio issues. So you get me, and I'll just kind of summarize the ending of what the podcast was like. We pretty much just sat there, talked about how Requiem was a good game, didn't come out in 2023, and then we didn't have much time left, so I thanked all of the boys individually. Guillermo, Blaze, and Carson. You can check out Guillermo's channel at Legendz GMJ, Blaze's channel at zegF, and Carson's channel at Wavybaby. They're all uploading and updating their own content, as well as my channel, MXWoods3, as you can see here. And again, I apologize that the ending kind of just ends there, but I still wanted to put out the podcast because I felt all the way up to this point it was pretty much perfect. So I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully this never has to happen again and I never have to edit an ending in post. And I'll catch you guys next week in the next episode. It should come out in the next couple of days. Or not. I don't know. But I'll see you then. Later.